Hi everyone, I've got Shashwat back with me in the studio today. I thought I'll talk about university life and college life with Shashwat. I see a lot of you youngsters out there struggling with graduation and completing your course, and a lot of you are reaching out with a lot of anxiety and fear about your future, and just struggling with passing your exams. So I thought instead of me talking about my past, more than that, I'll have someone who's going through it in current, what he's going through it, and we can discuss very openly and honestly that all of us go through these struggles, and it's quite normal. Nothing to be fearful of, nothing to feel anxious of. We're sold this notion that everybody gets through college very easily, and then if you are having some problem or you're struggling with some paper, that you feel that you're singled out because your friends all seems to have gotten through and you seem to have struggling. It's not true. Every single human being struggles. It's just that we all struggle at different points, at different times, at different levels. That not everybody struggles at the same amount at the same time. Nature being its way, it is cruel at the same time, it's kind. It gives us variety at the same time, that variety can lead to anxiety. So I thought I'll have Shashwat also drop in his opinion about this, because I do think mental health, especially for students, you young guys out there, and who are just about to start life, it's critical that you take care of your mental health in this world of AI and the major shakeup which is happening. Though it is good, you can upskill yourself and all these things. We talk very positively on the social media, but actually being in the front lines, it can be a different story, and it can be a little scary. So I thought we'll talk to Shashwat about this and get his opinion on it and what he's doing and what he is thinking, because his career is yet to start. He's still in college. So without taking any much further of your time, I'll let Shashwat get in.
Yeah, it's an important topic, and it's a topic which I haven't figured out completely for myself yet. In fact, I'm making it seem as if I've completed most of it, but still a lot to go. And the journey, it's like the Beatles song, The Long and Winding Road. So it keeps going on. But I'm in my third year of university now. I'm almost done with my bachelor's degree in economics honors, and a minor in computer science is what I've chosen to do. And I have to say, for how long it's been, there have been ups and downs, like he said. But the most important thing is to understand that failure isn't the end. Failing, as the cliche quotes go, is just the beginning. And humans are just glorified machines, in my opinion. And we are hyper intelligent machines. We're the first AI to have been invented by nature itself. And think of you as one iteration of this AI going through life, which is your environment, testing, learning, failing, and learning from what you failed, analyzing the data, and implementing a better strategy the next time around. That's how I would assume, that's how I like to look at college life, and that's how I like to look at my education. And that's something which has been enormously helpful for me. Because the thing is, most people assume that I'm very well versed with economics and I'm a stellar student. The point of being a stellar student and being very well versed with economics is that regardless of how good you are, you can be amazing. You can be an exceptional student, but you will end up having rough patches. You will end up failing one or two exams. If you're lucky, you get by just failing one or two. You might end up getting an entire course, a really terrible course, which you aren't able to cope with. This is very common. And a lot of you have reached out asking about how to navigate this sort of academic journey. And all I can tell you is that, you just have to accept it. When life lands a blow in your face, you take it and then figure out how you can prevent the next blow from landing. And like Seneca says, Seneca, Marcus, Epictetus, the unexpected blow lands the heaviest. But when you expect that when you do 10 things, 2 things will end up blowing on your face, you realize that, okay, I accounted for this and it has happened. Let me figure out how to move forward from here. And there's a lot of anxiety as well, because you think that once you've failed, you're worthless and you've your luck has run out, and imposter syndrome gets in, where you think that you don't deserve to be where you are. You think that you've gotten by pure luck and that you're fooling the world. Intentionally or unintentionally, you think you're fooling the world. Look, it may be so that yes, luck does play a role in everyone's life, but there is also an undeniable skill and capability with which people recruit you, with which you get into institutions. And regardless of whether people recognize this potential, latent potential and capacity, you have to recognize for yourself that yes, I'm worth all this that I'm doing. I'm worth doing this and much more. And this takes a lot of effort. This takes a complete mindset change. It's not easy for one to look at yourself in the mirror and think that, wow, that's a great guy who's looking back at me. But you have to train yourself. If it's not second nature to you, you have to make it second nature, where if you look at yourself in the mirror, you feel a sort of love for yourself. This isn't narcissism. I'm not saying you have to be obsessed with yourself, but you have to be kind to yourself. And failing is basically a way for you to figure out, it's a dry run, it's a test run, where you fail where it doesn't matter if you fail or not. So you don't fail in the crucial moment where it actually matters whether you fail or not. And that's what university life does for you. And very recently, I've been grappling with this idea because I'm taking the GRE exam and I've given one attempt. I've gotten a decent score, but it felt like my world shattered because I didn't meet that exact requirement I need for one of the prospective universities I'm applying for. So it was heartbreaking. However, I had to remind myself through and with the help of all my loving family members who've encouraged me through this time. I had to remind myself that yes, my self-worth is not tied to this exam. And secondly, it's a matter of luck. Getting one or two questions here and there, right and wrong, is just pure luck. And there's not much more you can do, regardless of whether you sit 10 hours every day for 1 month or whether you sat for just 1 hour every day for 1 month. Yes, luck plays some component, and I do understand that most of you would like to take failure upon yourself. But I urge you that sometimes it's okay to say that, yes, luck was not in my favor and I did the best I could, but I got something else. And action alleviates anxiety. As soon as you start taking action, as soon as you set a routine, as soon as you start working towards what you want to work towards, and you start getting in the repetition, like in exercise, you need repetition in maths, science, whatever field you're doing, economics. And once you get this repetition in, you sort of see the anxiety fade away because you see that you're putting in the kind of effort which this task demands, or even more than that. And you sort of say that, okay, I'm doing everything which I should be doing, and more than this is out of my control. And that's the part where you can work on mentally.
And this is from someone who's going through it. Let me flip the coin. I know you've heard this many times from everybody who has gone through life, who's older to you by probably 2 generations or more, that don't worry about it. And it's true. I can't say it more than this. I have been on Shashwat's positions. I've been in positions worse than Shashwat's. Even Anand has. The problem is we don't know what success is at that age. Because the reason why we do not know what success is because we don't have a clue what we want at that age. We have gone through school because since the time you're born, you're not told anything, you're put into a school. Then you're told by teachers and everybody to keep studying, to keep doing, and life is nothing but this wonderful thing called education, which you must do through school. So we do that. Then when we reach college, some of us are very lucky to be in schools with student counseling, career counseling. Some of us are not so fortunate, and we are told by our parents who may have experience. Some of them, with their best intentions, might force you into doing something maybe you're really not cut out into doing. So you join a course or join a college with all good intentions, trying to figure it out and just trying to get along, thinking it's like school, that we just have to get through it. But somehow along the way, we kind of realize we have lost our way and we don't know what it is we're doing, why we're doing it, and we realize we're not really interested in what we're doing. And it's normal to feel that. And you can make career changes any time in your life. I had put up a post about this on Twitter that, most big innovators and company upstarts guys start very late in life, in their 40s and 50s and even in their late 60s. Some of them failed multiple times and then they started their career and their job and their business. And that became what it is, a global juggernaut. And that is because it takes time to find your passion. Human beings tend to succeed well when we find our passion. Until you find your passion, you just are doing something mechanical over and over again in a repetitive format. And I see this even in my studio team. I assume that all of them have come here and they're doing editing because it is their true passion. Some of them it is not. For some of them it is just something they got pulled into because they didn't know what to do. They were told to do something, anything, and their friends were doing it and they got sucked into it. And now they're doing this. And they're still trying to figure out what it is their real calling is. And it's okay. And you don't have to worry about it. Some people can go through life till very old age, still trying to figure it out. One of my friends' father told me this, and he's a very successful chartered accountant, and he told me this. He said, last thing you want to do is end up doing a job which you hate, but you're doing it just because of the money. Trust me, the whole impetus of this whole channel and what Anand is doing, trying to show you that wealth creation and money is not tied to career and job. They're two separate things. And the third thing, I'd even separate it further and saying your education and what you're learning is lifelong. Your job is one thing and your money is another thing. They're all separate. Yes, they're interconnected, but they're all separate silos. So you should realize and take heart in that you can continue learning and you can continue improving yourself upon yourself, even if it's not related to your job. And you can still create wealth and create, substantial savings in life, even if your job is not something which is conducive to you. So it's all related, at the same time it's not related, and you don't have to worry about it. Because if you do not deal with this level of mental stress and anxiety at this young age, it kind of stays like a monster that sits and grows inside your head. And it takes on physical form in terms of health and addiction issues as you grow older and you're not able to cope with it. Most of us don't deal with this because, especially in my generation and generations before me like Anand's, mental health was frowned upon, meaning you just had to suck your chest in and become a man, because that was what the legacy of the British Empire. Believe it or not, India was very different as a country when it came to mental health and mental issues before the British landed here. We used to have mental health issues before the British came, and we dealt with it very differently. 300 years of occupation by them, and we were schooled and doctored into the Western school, and we have kind of forgotten it. And I would hope that some of you learn this current age, Shashwat's age, that it is okay to have stress. It is okay to talk about it. It is okay to reach out. It's absolutely fine. And I'm glad lots of you youngsters are reaching out to me on Twitter, on Instagram, and LinkedIn, asking me, what should I do? I tried attempting. I have 1 or 2 more papers to do. Should I give up? Should I not do it? And it's giving me a lot of fear. And it's understandable. And I encourage you, if you have 1 or 2 papers, try and finish it. Because you have invested the time and the effort of doing so far. You're just right now almost to the exit. Once you're done, at least you'll have a sense of accomplishment. Even if you don't decide to take that as your career path, and that degree has nothing to do with your career path. Like for Anand, for instance, he did engineering and he's doing nothing related to engineering now. And he keeps saying that repeatedly. He should have never done engineering. He should have studied economics. But back then, economics was frowned on as a subject. So I can understand that. Maybe you'd feel like the degree which you're doing is not what you need to do, and you're not interested in doing this as a job. I get that. But once you do that, you'll have a sense of accomplishment. Okay, so something I didn't want to do, I finished it. And that sense can help you move forward in other things, in other realms. Anything you want to add, Shashwat?
No, I agree with you, and I'd say that for those of you who are afraid or anxious, action alleviates anxiety, as I said before. Just take action, mindless action. If your mind is giving you too much trouble, then switch it off and just take action. That's all you need to do.
Yes, and do reach out and communicate what you're going through with everyone, because you're not alone. That's what I can repeatedly keep saying. And if you do find talking to people around you difficult, reach out to people like me and Shashwat or anybody else whom you feel comfortable with, who you can have a conversation with, and sometimes talking to a stranger helps the most. That's why therapy works, because therapy is someone who doesn't know anything about you, who won't judge you, who won't say anything negative to you because they don't know anything about you other than to understand it's a human being going through something hard, and they try to hold your hand and help you through it. So I think you can all understand that feeling and that sense of anxiety. And this today with the AI and all that's happening in the world and the confusion around the world, we can all help each other a little bit and move forward. Thank you for watching Be Rich. I know this was a little different from our usual program, and I hope you found it informative and interesting. And do take care of yourselves out there. Bye.
Bye.
So after Kuwait, my team has decided to do an event in Trivandrum. Those who are desirous of meeting me in Trivandrum can contact our team at trivandrummp@gmail.com, the mail ID given below, or the WhatsApp number given below. My team would fill in you with the details. The event would be in January 2024. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.